This is Nicole Coute, and I did my research on fed versus fasted, the effects of cardiovascular activity on the waistline. Belly fat, as we all know, is a common sign of heart disease and other health issues. It can also harm women's confidence and really be a major factor when shopping for clothes and even just body image in general. Women are going to extremes to obtain small waist sizes. The media stars, the waist trainers, it has gone way too far to where it's harming women and their internal organs. It doesn't work. It's not a long-term solution. There are so many healthy ways that women can go about making themselves healthier and really perfecting their body image and shrinking that waist and making themselves healthier and look better the natural way. Let's help them to improve their health and confidence without risking their health. To discover whether fed or fasted cardiovascular activity decreases the waistline faster is to give control back to those desiring a healthy lifestyle in a timely and measurable manner. To do this research, there isn't a lot out there that I could really go into and determine whether or not one worked over the other. A lot of it was trial and error and a lot of hypothesizing and just personal experience rather than actual data. Fasted cardio allows the body to focus on oxidizing fat instead of metabolic processes, is used regularly in the gym atmospheres. That's the latest fad, fasted cardio. I wanted to see if this is really what's going on in the world. Is it really working or not? Or is it just a gym fad to get people to get in there and run? I began with 10 trail running women. I'm a trail runner myself, and I wanted to know if it worked for others the way it worked for me. I've had 3 children, and I thought, I trail run about 3 times a week, and it has definitely helped me lose a lot of weight and, really bring my abs back into where they were before pregnancy. So I really wanted women to do this. I took 10 subjects and had them trail run the same distance 3 times per week for 8 weeks. Half of the group I had eat prior to the run, and the other half would fast. Official results were recorded at 4 and 8 weeks using a centimeter measuring tape by the same proctor. So there will be 5 fasted and 5 fed runners. Each subject will trail run 3 miles twice a week for 8 weeks on the same trail for the exact same distance, hopefully at the same intensity. We all know we have good days, we have bad days, take breaks going up and down. Some go at a higher intensity at different times of the day. Some do better at mornings and some do better in evenings. So there was only so much I could control. I'll have one group will ingest carbohydrates 30 minutes prior to the run, while the other 5 will have fasted for 8 hours prior to each trail run. The subjects may eat after running as needed, and 1 protein shake will be substituted as a meal replacement per day, whether it be for breakfast or for lunch, even a salad added or fruit added. And then the following morning at 6 a.m., the waistlines of each subject, each 5 in each group, 10 total, will be measured using the same type of measuring tape by the same person or proctor. In other words, same proctor for all 10. Data will be collected on a weekly basis and analyzed for improvements or irregularities. The waistline deficit results are as follows. The fed group ended up down 4.4 centimeters from their pre-run waistline to their post-run waistline at week 8. Great results. The fasted group ended down 3.4 centimeters from 78.4 pre-run to 75 post-run centimeters at week 8. Overall, who wins? The fed runners lost 1 centimeter more overall than the fasted runners. I took the average of all of them, of course, took the mean, took the variance, and overall, the fed runners lost 1 centimeter more. The fed had a faster start, however. At the end of the first 4 weeks, the fed was almost a full centimeter above the fasted, and then the fasted actually came back and had a better second half. So had my research been a little bit longer, who knows if the fed would have come back and actually had, worse results, and the fasted would have taken charge had it been a little bit longer. However, at the end of this 8-week period, the feds definitely ended up having a better start, and the fasted couldn't make it up in the second half. In order to further my research, I may expand the age group for broader research, or even section it off into teens, into the middle age, the reproduction years, and then maybe postmenopausal women, just to see if how metabolism works in that area. I may even run the test for longer just to see if it's more of like a body adaptation thing. Maybe the fed worked better in the beginning and overall the fasted does better over a period of 3 or 4 months. I would also try and control the diets a little bit more. I feel I was very lenient with the post-run meals, and maybe not as strict in the amount of carbs that were taken in the beginning. I would definitely control the diet a bit more, and then see where it goes from there and see if the age group actually makes a huge difference. I had a great time doing this research, and I hope it helps women in the future just to become better, healthier, more confident human beings in the long run.